Hi everybody, it's Mystical and we're going to do a reading for Sagittarius. We're going to find out what the universe has to tell Sagittarius, please and thank you. And this is Sagittarius Tarot, who I'm going to do a collaboration with, and it's going to be amazing because we're going to be doing 2 readings for Sagittarius. Yay! And we're part of this amazing group on Facebook called Free Tarot Readings for All, where you can get your questions answered. There's only about 54 people in total in this group. So please do join and ask your questions. And with that said, if we're ready, let us begin. So Sagittarius, please and thank you, dear universe. What do you have to tell us? Please and thank you. Please and thank you. Okay, the first card here, we've got the World. So there's accomplishment, there's success, there's some kind of completion. You've completed some kind of karmic cycle and there's another cycle beginning. So there's synthesis, there's perfection, recognition, and mastery. You've just done something and you're really proud of it. And you might not feel like you have done something, but you trust me, you have done something. And you should be proud of it because honestly, everything in life, there's always something to be proud of. And if the thing is, if you're not proud of it, you should be looking for the thing that you should be proud of, because in every moment, every single time, you can be proud of something. So that's the message that this card wants to bring across. And we've got a Page of Swords after that, which indicates that you need to take time to think before you act. So after the completion of the karmic cycle, you might need to think about things. You might need to relax and rest and recharge. I get a huge sense of recharging from this card. So you might need to really just take a break and take some time out, because you might be restless. You might be having a lot of energy behind you. You might want to do a lot of things, but there's a lot of recharging that's needed. It's a lot of regrouping. That's a lot of pulling back of the arrow that needs to be done before you launch the arrow per se, because you've got a love coming for you. You've got good harmonious relationships coming for you, but you need to be aware of people who might be wanting to wish you ill will, because there might be dishonesty behind you. Oh dear. There might be dishonesty, there might be some betrayal behind you, in front of you, but you've got a good relationship behind you that you can stand behind, and you've got balance, attraction, partnership, harmony, mirth, equality. So there's something for you to lean on, because there's some stability behind you, but you just need to be wary of people around you who might be malicious and who have low self-esteem, who might want to trick you with issues. I get a really huge sense that you might need to be aware of people who are healing. I get a sense that people who are healing, they might not necessarily be in a place that are healthy. So people who are healing might be in a place that are just not in a good place. So, when people are just in a place where they're sick and they're just not healthy, they are not good for you. But that's just how it is, and you just need to be aware of people who are like that. But that's okay, because you've got good relationships around you, you've got balance, attraction, and partnership around you, so you can lean on that in order to bolster your senses, because you will definitely need your wits around you if you're dealing with people who are malicious and not on purpose. I don't think people are maliciously purposely malicious around you, but you might need to be aware of that. And you've got a Queen of Wands in reverse position coming up next, so you might feel like you are dramatic, demanding, or there might be a person around you who is dramatic and demanding around you, who might be somebody who is also healing. So this might be something that you might need to take note of, and you might need to be in a Knight of Swords around them. So you might be strong, energetic, you might need to cut them off if you need to. You might need to be fearless, you might need to be competitive, you might need to really just stop them in their tracks if they're getting too much for you. You might need to be logical and scientific. You just assert yourself around them, because that would help you to curb your feelings that you're not getting your wishes fulfilled around them, because being around people who are healing and hurt is difficult, it's challenging, it's a learning curve, it's a learning procedure. So you might need to feel like you might feel like you are not getting your wishes fulfilled around them, but that's just how it is, and it's a learning curve, it's a learning procedure, and you might need to help yourself feel like you're succeeding even though you are not. Because being with people who are healing can feel like you're really hurting as well, because they tend to pull you down to their level. So you might need to really feel like you might really need to feel like you're healing them. Perhaps, I don't know. Sometimes when you're around people who are hurting and healing, you want to heal them because you just see them suffering and you don't feel like they're in a good place. So you might want to feel like you are helping them along. And sometimes you feel like you're not getting your wishes fulfilled, and that's just how it is, because you're around hurting people and they're not getting their wishes fulfilled. But you're an empath, you're a person who is sensitive, you feel the pain and you're like, I can't stand it, you're hurting and I have to help you. And it's just so sad. You just want to help them feel better because you're feeling not so bad, and you know that things can get better for everybody, so you just want to help them. And you might want to help them by taking a different perspective. That's what you do by helping them. You take a different perspective, you take on their perspective, and you see how they're feeling, see how they're performing, you see what they're doing, and you're like, okay, I can do it a different way. I can help you by showing you a different way of feeling and showing you a different way of being. And you can show them a different way of being by showing them love, what self-love is. You can show them a different way of being by showing them what love can feel like, what love can heal, what love can change in your life, really. Because with unconditional love is where we come from. It's where we go when we pass on. It's what life is made of. This is unconditional love. And if you can show them unconditional love, you can show them new feelings, new friendship, beauty, opulence even, pleasure and self-love. And hopefully you can pass on this lesson in love towards them so that they can feel independent and beautiful in themselves, and they can really understand what is causing them to feel like they're not independent, what is causing them to feel like they're not worthy of love, and what is causing them to feel like they're not happy in themselves and independent in themselves, and perhaps cause them to turn the Empress card and right side up. Because people who are healing, who are injured, and who are wounded warriors, this is a wounded warrior, the Nine of Wands in an upright position. This is a wounded warrior. They're wounded warriors. They have been through a lot. They've been through a lot of trauma. They've been through a lot of turmoil. They've been through a lot of pain. And that's why they need to heal. And you might need to be helping them by being the person who is logical, wise, precise, articulate, and bringing logic to a situation, because that is what can help bring them out of their stuck situation. Because they need a lot of logic, they need a lot of analysis, they need a lot of planning in their situation in order to bring them out of the turmoil that they're in. And that's a reading, my dears. That's a reading, my dear Sagittarius. It's a lot of healing. It's a lot of helping people who are healing. It's a lot of bringing love into this situation. And I hope you enjoyed this reading, my dear Sagittarius. And over to you, dear C's.
All right. All right, Sagittarius. We're going to do what you need to know now. First two cards will be the situation. The next two cards will be what happens next. After that, we'll do what to do, and then after that, we'll do what not to do. All right, Sagittarius. I've got a couple of houses of Sag in me, so let's see how this goes, yeah? What the situation is now, focus on your home and your family and success and abundance. Now, for those of you who might be... Now, we've got the King of Rods, which is the King of Action. And it also could be indicating a desire that you have for someone. That just remember that the King of Rods is not exactly the most loyal. So we've got a visionary, we've got success, we've got swift. It's swift success. It's very fast. It's passion. You know what I mean? So just be careful when it comes to your family. When it comes to this King of Rods, what is next on the cards? There's a union here. Could be with this King of Rods. It's also, it could be, it doesn't have to be a relationship. It could be a friendship or a partnership when it comes to workforce. So what have we got here? Yeah, it's going to bring tension. This situation here is going to bring tension, and turbulence, anxiety. All right. So what what you should do? Oh dear, this is going to lead to some sort of a betrayal here, guys. No, I'm just saying, Sag. If you've got, it could be either indicating a fire sign, but it could also be indicating someone who's quite attractive. This is what the rods are. It's passion. It's lust, right? It's going to lead to some sort of possibly like temporary success. And what you got to remember, you can't go for stability from the King of Rods. The King of Rods is someone who chases after anything. You see, he's on his chair, ready to chase anything. Oh, that chick's really hot. I'm going to chase after her. Yeah. So don't screw your family up for the King of Rods. Like, because, yeah, you might get some sort of satisfaction here, but it's going to lead to turbulence and ruins. All right, I'm not trying to pick on you here, because, it's going to be, was this worth it in the end situation? What you shouldn't do, is go by your pride and riches. Go by your ego. You're like, hey, that guy likes me. I'm going to go chase this. Because you might be overcoming some sort of previous, like for those of you who just come out of a relationship and you're single, you might be chasing the King of Rods because it's something to do, some sort of little bit of a fling. But just be careful. It's not leading you to anything stable. Let me just clarify. Yeah, it's going to lead to anxiety. So just be careful. Anxiety is going to keep you up at night. You got to remember, you got to use your logic and your power, your mind. This is what's going to stop you from getting into the situation. Now, let me just clarify, like, what star sign is this King of Rods here? Oh, well, it's the Ten of Cups in reverse. So I can just say that family card. You got the Queen. You're in a good position right here, and it's leading to dysfunction here. So you've got dissipation, pity, quietness, waste, arguments, disunity. Now, star sign would be Pisces, so maybe it's a Piscean. It could also be an Aquarius, right? Aquarius are pretty good at like doing stuff like that. They usually are one of the more selfish star signs. They unfulfilled hopes, disappointments, despair. So just be careful when it comes to your passions and your lust. Don't forget that lust is not as powerful as love. Love conquers all. All right, Sagittarius, thank you very much.
Thank you for tuning in, Sagittarius. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please tune into the next sign.